So this is just a really quick video reply, I guess, to Martin Stewart, who asked sort of if I could do a video on how I got into press photography, which I'm obviously more than happy to answer. I mean, I guess the first thing to say is that there's no, one way into press photography. I mean, I have always had a love of cameras, I've always had a love of photography, and I did A-levels in it. I did a photography degree at Plymouth University, and I went sort of through that path. But there's also countless numbers of my colleagues who, don't have a degree in photography, but are just really good photographers, and they've made a fantastic, living and career out of just being great press photographers. So throughout university, I always had an interest in press photography. I sort of, for every project we did, I ended up doing a sort of documentary style project. I always wanted to get people involved and tell stories. So throughout my 3 years at Plymouth, I kind of just did that really. And whilst I was doing that, I was always picking up work experience. So always going down to the local paper, in the summer holidays, just asking if they had, if they needed anyone around just to do some pictures and go out to do some stories, which they did, and they were really grateful of. And it was great because I got the experience of working as a press photographer and, getting the pace and the sense of urgency that press photography sort of seems to inherit. And over the sort of months that I did work experience there, built up contacts there, got, known, I say known, I mean, people started to notice that I was doing these jobs. I was outside court, doing court jobs. I was turning up to breaking news events. And I think probably actually that's one of the most important things, is that you've got to be there and you've got to show your face. And I just kept doing that all through university. And luckily enough, sort of just before I was finishing my 3rd year, a place came available at SWNS, someone was leaving, and I went in for an interview and got it. So it really was kind of, I guess, as simple as that, but maybe I'm underplaying it slightly. I mean, a lot of work went into doing the work experience and just getting out there and getting up early, going to do weather pictures, going to court, and really just doing my best to show that I was capable of being a press photographer. So when I first started really taking an interest in press photography at university, I would be looking for stories to go out and cover. Just in the Plymouth area. I mean, I didn't have a car at this point, so I was pretty much bound to Plymouth and where I could get to on a train. But it's just about going out and really getting the story and then sending it off to maybe an agency like SWNS and just putting your name out there and showing that you're capable of doing these pictures. So for example, it's a while back now because I've been at SWNS for a while, but the Joanna Yates tragic case of this girl that was murdered in Bristol. Now, a huge story in the southwest of England. Obviously, I was still at Plymouth University at the time, so I got the train up to cover that, and I was filing actually at the time through an agency called London News Pictures. So I went up there for a few days, stayed with a friend, and just covered that story, filing the pictures to the agency and getting stuff used. And it was great because actually some people at SWNS News or the picture editors noticed that I was getting some bits and bobs used. So again, that gets your name out there, and it gets your pictures in the papers. And a big story like that means you can get your cuttings in the papers, so you can show when you go for a job, or if you're showing to to a prospective agency, you can show that you can get stuff into the papers, and that's what they're interested in. They want you to get stuff landed on the pages. So it's really just a case of being there and filing your pictures somewhere where they're going to get used. So I mean, I'd recommend just sending them into an agency and saying, look, I've got these great pictures of something going on, like, even just a nice sunrise or something. Just say, this is where I'm based, I'm around, and keep sending them stuff in. Keep kind of bombarding them, I guess, with great pictures, and they'll take notice. And then if a job comes up at that place, a staff job, then hopefully you'll be first in the queue because they know that you are capable of doing those pictures. So, I mean, I think as long as you've got a real passion for it, and, you're really willing to go above and beyond, then I think people will notice that and pick up on it. So I hope that answers your question, and as I say, I'm going to try and do some more content soon. It's a bit of a nightmare actually doing this job and doing the vlog, but I will do my best. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Cheers.